Testing, testing, testing. Let me know that you can hear me. Shout out to y'all. Hey there, besties. What's going on with y'all? Yeah, no camera today. I only have one screen today. Okay, so just bear with me, child. Y'all know how this goes. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. Let me know that you can hear me. I see you. I appreciate you. Please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. I actually wasn't even gonna go live, but then I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and go live because later on tonight I will be on a righteous perspective. Back on the panel this Wednesday night. Starts at 9 p.m. I will have a live stream going for that as well. So hopefully y'all can hang out for that. You know what I'm saying? See what happens over there, see what they talking about. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I like being on the panel. We'll see how it ends up. See if we got something to talk about this weekend. Anyway, don't mind me, child. But I've been watching and seeing what's up today, trying to try to keep up with this Rob Reiner, Mrs. Reiner, Nick Reiner, and all the other Reiners, but it's a lot. And since it's white people and Wild and Out Wednesday, might as well go over it, right? So I had a White People Wednesday ready, but since I'm not on my regular desktop, I don't have all the stories. So I just gotta, you know, wing it basically. Um, Thank you so much. Hopefully y'all will come back because I am gonna stream it. I did get my stitches removed finally, so I'm not supposed to say that I'm in pain. It's a little sensitive. It's a little sensitive. But no one seems to have any empathy or sympathy for me. What kind of mess is that? This is why I don't be having no empathy or sympathy for people. Cause nobody has it for me. Like I haven't had this shit in my arm for 2 damn weeks. You think anybody's like, "Are you okay? Is there anything I can do to help you?" No. You know what I'm told? Pick up them 20s, okay? Pick up them 25s. Nobody cares. It is. It's over now anyway. I just wanted to make sure it the scar is not too bad. So fingers crossed on that. Anyway, got more important. Yeah, shit like this. Pain builds character. Lord have mercy. Are you a trainer? What the fuck? Okay. Thank you, Nick Taylor. Lord, Lord, Lord. I know this why I don't be giving out no empathy and sympathy. Cause like I said, child, ain't nobody got nothing for me. Anyway, all right, y'all. Shout out to everybody that is here. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. We are open. So mods, please, please, please mod it up, mod it up, mod it up, mod it up. Um, Everybody is open. It's no subscribers mode only or anything like that. Anybody acting crazy, do whatever you got to do. What I got? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Why does StreamYard seem to kind of sort of act normal? Um, Google Chrome has access your screen 641 times. All right. Let me start here before we get right into it, just for an icebreaker, we shall call it. Okay. Um, Let me get to my favorite view. Is it not working? Hold on. It's slow. Slow. There we go. EJ. Shout out to EJ. Thank you so much, boo. Now my baby. I'm a black woman. And damn it, you already know it's all Trump's fault. He's still an asshole. Sitting up there talking about damn Rob Reiner. Everything is not political. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do people have to make everything political? Everything is not political. Man wasn't even out of here for 5 minutes. Here come this jackass child. Asshole. I said that. I meant that. You need to go sit down some damn where. He getting like Joe Biden. Anyway. So if you didn't see this, because the Kardashians appeal to all white people, child, obviously they appeal to black people too, because I'm telling y'all, this is what people be trying to look like when they be trying to change what they look like, their appearance. You know what I'm saying? So Kourtney Kardashian is launching lollipops for your vagina. Anyone interested, Bueller? Anyone interested, Bueller? Like first we had Kim with the furry OPP female sold out. Then now you got Court. Court is married to is it Travis Barker, I think? Travis Barker? Child, she married to some white man. Courtney's the only one that said, child, F them Negroes. I want all white. Yeah, because everything is right. She got Scott, drunkard, allegedly. I don't know what he do now. Now she got whoever this white man is. I do believe his name is Travis Barker. And now she over here selling whoever lollipops for your vagina, child. Shout out to the New York Post. It says Kourtney Kardashian has launched a new addition to her Lemmy line. Lemmy line? What the hell's a Lemmy line? And it makes for quite an unexpected combo. On Sunday, the newest iteration of her Lemmy Purr supplements, the probiotic gummies and pills designed to support vaginal health, dropped exclusively at Target, and it comes in a lollipop form. No, wait a damn minute. The newest iteration of her Lemmy Purr supplements, the probiotic gummies and pills designed to support vaginal health? We need a pill for that? What's wrong with your vag, girl? What is going on? I'm so confused. So are you supposed to suck it on your mouth or... Anyway, let me read on. Just like the $30 per bottle gummies, the main ingredient in the new $5.99 per pack lollipops is the probiotic bacterium Bacillus coagulans. Ain't that Cardi B's real name? Probiotics can help maintain the vag microbiome, the ecosystem of bacteria and fungi that live inside the vag. That's important. That's important because when the vag microbiome isn't healthy, say there's too much bad bacteria or not enough good bacteria, women are at risk for issues like bacterial vaginosis, yeast infections, and aerobic vaginitis. Now, wait a damn minute. So we can't just take the pills or the medicine that we've been taking all this time. Now we got to go get a lollipop from Kourtney Kardashian. Y'all white people, y'all know y'all gonna go ahead and sell this shit out. Y'all won't even have no vag issues and y'all gonna go buy it. Now, this is a few days old, but I believe they go. Actually, this might be a few months old, but y'all know she sold out from this. It can also result in a higher risk of other health conditions such as recurring UTIs. Research has even linked certain shifts in the vag microbiome to pregnancy complications like preterm birth. Olivia Casano of Envy, a company that specializes in women's health services, blah, 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 blah. Some research also shows it can improve irritable bowel syndrome symptoms like bloating, cramping, and Child, this is the miracle lollipop. Child, clearly this is the miracle lollipop. And if you ain't got one, I just want to know where it goes. Does it go in your mouth or does it go in the vag? I'm going to need some clear instructions, girl. Even though I'm just going to go to the doctor. I guess, look at that. It's nice wrapping, I guess. All right. New lollipops are made with vitamin C, which the brand says adds a boost of antioxidants and pro-collagen benefits, plus pineapple extract for flavor. Well, Now, wait a damn minute. Is this her over here on the toilet? Hold on. What is this? What? White people? What is this? Child. I can't take y'all. She over here on the fucking toilet. Kourtney Kardashian helped me poop. I was skeptical, but following her worked like a charm. I can't do this. My bowels and I have been on a journey. There are a few things more humbling than standing in line at Dwayne Reed with a fleet enema in your hand at the location with the out of order self checkout because you just want to poop like a human. Oh my God. You bitches would just say any old thing. I swear. What? And clearly the Kardashians is going to take anybody up on any offer. Court has the secret to making you poop if you've been feeling constipated. What happened to the old shit? Like, what is it? Dulcolax, uh, enema, um, child, there's something on the tip of my tongue. What is it? Um, prune juice. Anybody ever have to have prune juice? Child, when I was a kid, let me tell you something. When I was a kid with my grandmother, she would pull out an enema in a hard effing beat. Soon as you say that your stomach was hurting, and she would just know, because I'm telling you, grandmothers back in the day used to pay attention on how often you went to the bathroom number two or not. And she would be like, if you don't go to the bathroom, you gonna get an enema. I was like, oh no, Lord help your people. And grannies didn't have no problem with doing it. Put your ass right over her knee and shove that shit in your ass. Woo, Lord. One time, y'all, that was enough. One time. I was like, oh my God, you better eat those daggone greens and lima beans and all that other shit, right? Yeah, like a regular laxative. Yeah. Child, I can't think of any of it, but I just remember prune juice. Drink your prune juice, drink your prune juice, you should be good. Eating right, of course, high fiber, all that type of stuff. But I was thinking of the stuff over the counter. But yeah, not a douche, y'all. Okay, gentlemen, not a douche. The douche is for the front hole, not the back hole. Let's go ahead and get that straight. Okay. Please do not go buy your wife, girlfriend a douche and say, here you go to help you get regular. Um Started taking a moderate weight management medication called metformin that, while helpful, has the unfortunate side effect of slowing things down in the gut department if I'm not adequately hydrated. So given I live a perpetually dehydrated life, I was feeling a little stuck. That stomach was hurting and protruding. Even with a decent diet and my trusty fiber bars, I was still feeling thick, blah, blah. Let me number. Look, y'all, I hate it here. Oh, Lord, help your people. My God. Oh, child, these people will do anything to sell something and make some money. Where's your husband? How come he ain't talking? Isn't it? What is her husband's name? Is it Travis Barker? Child, y'all don't know. All right, it don't matter. Anyway, if y'all needed to get regular, the old ways don't work. Y'all can come over here to Kourtney Kardashian. She got y'all. Okay. YouTube don't come for me, child. YouTube don't come for me. All right. Let me go ahead and get into this damn Rob Reiner stuff because, child, this is too much. These people will do anything. Okay. Lord help your people. All right. Let me go. I'm going over here to Meg, my girl Meg, because she got the best sounding microphone in the world and she's straight into the point. All right. So she just had a stream about an hour ago, or video anyway, and it says insanity defense in the Rob Reiner red rum as a question, predicting what happens next in Nick Reiner case. So Nikki Boy, just as a synopsis, um the Reiner family was out at Conan O'Brien's place on Saturday for a party, Christmas party. Um, Nick and Rob got in a fight. Everybody thought it was crazy. They left the party early. That's what I found out, meaning the Mr. and Mrs. Allegedly, they went home, one would assume. Then Sunday morning, or Sunday afternoon, actually, the daughter found them. The mother was still alive, and when they was on their way to the hospital to try to save her, she told the daughter that Nick did it. That's what was reported yesterday or the day before yesterday. And so that's why they were kind of being tight-lipped. And then they went and they found him. They found out they had rented some hotel room for the night, went in there, and it was allegedly all this blood all over the place. Now, allegedly, they got him on camera somewhere. And don't forget that this is in Brentwood. Brentwood, the other famous red rum that happened, the OJ case with Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman, where they was found outside, bloody all over the daggone place. I know y'all remember that. So now we got this. It seems like the bodies was just removed, if I'm not mistaken, in the last 24 hours or so. Oh, it's a mess, y'all. It's a mess. This is going to be worse before it gets better. But like I said in the video, because I'm putting these videos on Messy Michonne Reacts, is that I think this is the way this is going. Since Nick didn't have anything and he had bouts of homelessness and depending on his parents for everything, allegedly, he probably allegedly just deleted his parents, and now he needs legal defense, and now he's got a lawyer who's probably being paid for with the money of the person that he just deleted. Isn't that crazy? Just think about that. Just think about that. So allegedly, if I just took out my parents, and then I got arrested, clearly, now I got a lawyer who needs to be paid. Well, where the money coming from? The money from the parents that I just deleted, allegedly. Allegedly. One would think that maybe the money will pause. What is it called? Be put on freeze or something. You would think. Reaper, he doesn't have access to the money. Well, just say that he has money that's just automatically given to him or something. I honestly believe that this lawyer, who's a famous lawyer, he did Karen Reed. I heard of her name, but I don't know what the hell she did. But he probably doing it because one is high profile. It's going to be good for him and good for his business. But someone had mentioned, because I've been listening and trying to, see what's going on all day, is that if Nikki says, I'm gonna call him Nikki. If Nikki says that Rob low-mested him, who could unprove that? Who could unprove that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know who Karen Reed is, but I remember the name. I didn't follow that case at all. So that was some high profile case. And if I'm not mistaken, she got off from whatever the hell it is that she was doing. But the sister can say that she wasn't low-mested, but that doesn't, that's just her experience. You know what I mean? Because isn't that what the Menendez brothers said? Isn't that what the Menendez brothers said? The reason that they got them on up out of here is because they were low-mesting them, allegedly. They still in jail, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, let's hear what Meg's got to say. Meg's and her friends. Meg's and friend.
Video released yesterday showing Nick Reiner calmly strolling near his parents' home hours before the murders. This was obtained by the New York Post. Let's take a look at it. It's video one. It's just a sidewalk. This is just him walking. For the listening audience, he has a bag over his left shoulder. He's walking calmly. Doesn't look irate. Doesn't look out of his mind. Looks kind of normal. He's walking past a gas station with a hat. He has not yet murdered anybody, allegedly.
I was about to say, Megs, come on with the allegedly, child. But what's in the bag is the question. If there's stuff in there, then doesn't that say premeditation?
It's just a sidewalk. This is just him walking. For the listening audience, he has a bag over his left shoulder. He's walking calmly. Doesn't look irate. Doesn't look out of his mind. Looks kind of normal. He's walking past a gas station with a hat. He has not yet murdered anybody, allegedly, and looks within his wits, for what it's worth. Then we have video of him purchasing a drink at a gas station moments before he was arrested. This is an ABC News video. Here he is. Once again, he's got a bag over his left shoulder, it appears, and he's kind of meandering around a convenience store.
Child, this ninja keep a bag.
And again, does not look out of his mind, deranged in any way, disturbed. And this is after, again, the murder. One more video I want to show you. This is of him.
Just think about that for a second. Looking at him, he's just standing there. Do. You know how they play the music in the drugstore scenes. Allegedly, he just took out his mom and dad. Child, I need me a drink. That's what I'm seeing right now.
Then we have video of him purchasing a drink at a gas station moments before he was arrested. This is an ABC News video. Here he is. Once again, he's got a bag over his left shoulder, it appears, and he's kind of meandering around a convenience store. And again, does not look out of his mind, deranged in any way, disturbed. And this is after again.
Okay, Meg, that doesn't mean that he's not. Just because he doesn't look the part doesn't mean that he's not, clearly.
Murder. One more video.
Meaning that doesn't mean that he's not deranged.
I want to show you. This is of him surrendering on an LA street as the cops corner him. This is a little harder to see, but you can see a bit. Hold on. Where do we get this? Oh, this is from the New York Post. Okay. The law enforcement has since said he went into custody willingly. He didn't resist arrest. Hold on a second. You can see the cops. You can't really see the defendant at this point. He's behind the car, but you can see the cops are not in like a terror stance that we sometimes see when somebody resists or pulls a gun or a knife on them. They actually look pretty calm. They far outnumbered the one guy, but he was brought into custody without incident, according to all reports. And I mention all that and show all that because it is evidence, Matt, and it could become relevant as more and more people question whether this gunslinging lawyer who just got hired to represent Nick Reiner, who's been very successful, at least in the Karen Reed case, and getting an acquittal.
Meg is on the same. Meg is thinking like I'm thinking, but of course, everybody's supposed to have a lawyer. Yeah, everybody get a lawyer. Now, y'all are not going to get this lawyer, Alan Jackson, I think his name is, because y'all can't afford it, okay? Because at this point, y'all are poors too, just like the poors. I'm poor too. I can't afford Alan. I'm just saying. But the person that deleted the mom and the dad that supported them now gets the top-notch lawyer, potentially, possibly being paid with funds from the people he took out. Allegedly.
Is going to argue that he's not guilty by reason of mental defect, that he was out of his mind on drugs or had a lifelong struggle with mental illness that manifested the night that he took his parents' lives, allegedly.
Right. So I've known Alan Jackson for years. He was an LA DA for a long time when I was working homicide in Orange County. And he is an immensely talented lawyer, and he's actually a good guy. But you're absolutely right. He's going to have.
Child, all the white people in California know each other, Bueller. He's a good guy. We don't care about that. Get to it.
A hard time with those videos. California uses what's known as the McNaughton rule. I think New York is pretty similar, Arthur, if I'm not mistaken. And essentially, it's a 150-year-old rule, Megan, that provides that if you understand the nature and quality of your acts, you are responsible for them, even if you're suffering from mental illness or if you're suffering from intoxication. So what a jury essentially has to find, and the burden is on the defense to establish that by preponderance of the evidence. So what that means is if you've got somebody that's howling at the moon and they don't know what they're doing, that's a case that you might have a shot at insanity. Otherwise, even if they're drunk, even if they're high, even if they are suffering from mental illness, if they understand the nature and quality of their actions, in other words, they understand that they're killing human beings and not stabbing bananas or aliens or whatever crazy delusion they're suffering from, they are legally responsible in the state of California. And as crazy as California is, and it feels like it gets a little crazier every day, sort of pro-defendant, that is a law that they haven't touched yet. And that is the current state of the law. And those videos are bad.
Is sanity a jury question?
I'm sorry? Yes.
Is sanity a jury question?
Yeah. So California uses what's known as a bifurcated system, Megan, where first you have I
don't trust California. I don't trust them. They crazy, child. They'll come up with something that we ain't ever heard before. And then, he'll be getting off. Everybody, he got mental illness. We all got mental illness. Well, y'all do, not me. I'm a doctor and I'm a lawyer. Y'all the crazy ones, not me. I'm just playing. But they'll be like, oh, because he's on DRUGS, which we know he's been, and there's documentation of that, blah, 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 blah. Plus, he's looking crazy in some of these videos already where they've been replaying them. We'll get to him at some point. They got to see if he's able to go to court every day. But I do think that's more about withdrawal, because if he was on DRUGS, he ain't going to just be off of it that quick. So he's probably going through it from that perspective. Can he make it? Can he get through a hour or so in court? So I think that's what that's about. Kofa said, this has nothing to do with any topic, but I have a crush on Megyn Kelly. Be mad because I don't care. I love listening to her. I love it. And I say the same thing. Be mad, be glad, so sad. Let's go over here to what is this? Live Now and see their update. Hey girl. Reiner family issue statement. Oh, okay. As brother Nick Reiner appears in court. Now, we don't see him. He was there, but we don't see him.
out to Los Angeles. I want to show you this live vantage point that we have there in the city. As we were waiting for some of these images to officially come into our newsroom, as we're getting the very latest information on Nick Reiner, he's now been charged with double murder counts in the deaths of his parents, Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer. I do want to put this up on your screen. We were able to get some footage there in the courtroom a bit earlier.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alan Jackson, along with Caitlin Mason.
Reiner himself, but he is there in the courtroom, and that's alongside his attorney there, Alan Jackson. Let's listen into this.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good evening for the people.
Thank you. And Council, how would you like to proceed today?
Your Honor, if we could, I would like to ask for a continuance of the arraignment. I wanted to complete this juncture. It's too early. We've coordinated with counsel from the DA's office, and January 7th, with the court's permission, will be a convenient date for us to come back for potential hearing.
Thank you. This time I'll take a waiver, speedy waiver from your client.
Thank you.
Mr. Reiner, do you have a constitutional and statutory right to a speedy arraignment? Your counsel is requesting that your arraignment be continued to January 7th, 2026. Do you waive your right to a speedy arraignment so that your arraignment can be heard on January 7th, 2026? And does counsel join in the waiver?
I join, Your
The
Honor.
court finds that the defendant has made a knowing and intelligent waiver of his right to a speedy arraignment, and that his counsel joins in that waiver. Matter set January 7th, 2026 for arraignment in this department. Bail to stand, no bail. Anything further on that case?
I defense, Your Honor.
Anything further?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, those were the moments that happened in court just a short time ago. As Nick
Yeah, that was a little while earlier today. And even though he's there, obviously, we can't see him. Probably don't want no pictures out. We don't care. Show him.
Reiner appeared there for his first appearance. He was in court wearing a blue suicide prevention vest, according to Fox News. And so as you heard there, when the judge asked Reiner if he waived his rights, Nick said, yes, Your Honor. His arraignment is now set for January 7th. And so once again, this has been one of the major things that we've been following here on Live Now from Fox, as Nick was booked on suspicion of murder and transferred just Monday to the Twin Towers Correctional Facility, according to the LAPD. Nick, though, was not medically appear in court on Tuesday, and that was according to his lawyer, who you just heard from there, Alan Jackson. He spoke to Fox News Digital. Of course, Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle, were both found dead inside of their Brentwood home back on December 14th. Their son has now been arrested in connection with this case. And so I want to also put this up on your screen. This is from TMZ. The Reiner family is now, for the first time, breaking their silence and putting out a statement. I want to put that statement up on your screen as well here. This is there from the Reiner family. As it says, words cannot begin to describe the unimaginable pain we are experiencing every moment of the day. The horrific and devastating loss of our parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner, is something that no one should ever experience. They weren't just our parents, they were our best friends. We are grateful for the outpouring of condolences, kindness, and support that we have received, not only from family and friends, but from people of all walks of life. We are now asking for respect, privacy, and for speculation to be tempered with compassion and humanity, and for our parents to be remembered for their incredible lives that they lived and the love that they gave. And so once again, that is both the son and daughter of the Reiner family there as well. Not Nick Reiner, of course, who has since been charged in their parents' murder. And so to talk a lot more about what we are now seeing, where we now stand as this arraignment has since been postponed to January 7th, I want to bring into the conversation now entertainment.
So Romy is the sister that, or the daughter, let me say that she's the daughter of Rob Reiner, and Michelle is the one that found them. So that girl is going through it for show. And the one that the mom allegedly told that Nick did this. And remember, we did hear that Romy is the one that told the police they were saying, oh, this is the family member. We know that this is a family member who did it. Honestly, she probably already knew, even if the mom hadn't told her. Allegedly.
Attorney Trey Lavelle. Trey, thanks so much for being with us here on Live Now from Fox.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it was an interesting day there to hear in court. We didn't actually see Nick on some of the cameras that were there in the room, but we heard from his attorney, Alan Jackson, speaking out, saying that they are going to decline their right to a speedy arraignment. Can you sort of explain what happened there in the courtroom today?
Well, a couple things. Did they continue the arraignment to January 7th? I think they want to do more investigation. The murders just happened, and Alan Jackson was just retained, so he wants to get a little more into the facts of this. And I also thought they tried to hide the images of the defendant. Probably wearing that vest would not be a good look, would be potentially exploited in the media. So I'm not surprised that they didn't show him, although there will probably be renderings, picture renderings or written renderings of him. But yeah, this is just kind of standard protocol to give the attorneys more time to get up to speed.
And so, Trey, just as you're saying that, we just got these images into our newsroom of those sketches inside of the courtroom. And so I have to ask you, it looks like that is exactly what, as it's been described before we were able to see what happened, that he's wearing a blue suicide prevention vest, saying that he wore no shirt.
Damn, he aged, hasn't he? Those two, Rob and Michelle, had those 3 kids, yes. Then Rob had the kid with Penny Marshall. Yeah, Laverne from Laverne and Shirley, if I'm not mistaken. And if they had any others, I'm not really sure if they had any others at this point. I'm still trying to figure it all out myself. Shout out to CDT Beats up in here, up in here. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate you, boo. Shout out to CDT and everything that he been doing, all the beats he's making over there. Shout out to all the channel members. I see you. I appreciate you. Y'all, please make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. So they don't want no pictures of him out. We're going to have to see him at some point now. We're going to have to see him. I mean, I guess visual will be just as worse when you add the visual in with this whole story and every little bit of piece of information that keeps coming out. Child. Well, hopefully these people did a better job of the rendering than they did in the Diddy trial. Child, them pictures for the Diddy trial was a mess.
Under the blue vest that went all the way down to his knees, Nick's hands and his feet were also shackled while they're in the courtroom. As we're looking at this, I want to get this up on the screen, but I have to ask you, Trey, what do we know about some of these suicide prevention vests? Is this something that's commonly worn for a suspect who is, as they're brought into court on some of these crimes?
It certainly can be. If a suspect if they're worried that he may impose a harm to himself, try to commit suicide, the vest is a typical way to address that, so to protect him. It can be in different degrees, but it's very telling that he's wearing this vest with no shirt. They seem to be pretty certain that he's could harm himself on suicide watch, and they're just taking all the precautions. But this is not unusual when you have somebody in this type of mental state.
And so as we're looking at some of those photos, I have another question here as it pertains to what he's wearing in court. Just last week, Tyler Robinson, the man who's accused of shooting and killing Charlie Kirk, there are a lot of rules around what the cameras look like there in the courtroom. And for media in particular.
Damn, I forgot about that. So that Tyler Christopher, whatever his name, not Tyler Christopher, child, he played on General Hospital. Tyler Robinson just had his first day in court last week or earlier in this week. Now you got this with this mess. Then you got this mess down there in Australia. They still, do they have the person for Brown University or not, y'all? White people, y'all is out here white people in. What's up with that? What's going on with y'all? Is it a full moon? What is up? I'm not trying to make light of any of this because all this is disgusting, right? But I'm just trying to say, y'all out here white people in it up. Child, what is wrong? What is going on? Something in the milk? Pause. I'm just saying. Mangione. Yeah, Mangione is out here with his trial. Y'all are trialing it up. Child, I'm about to have white people fatigue. Y'all, child. Black people, Negroes, sassy straights, all of y'all. What do they say in the comments? This is not our issue. This is not our issue. Child, this Rob Reiner thing, though, I'm so interested in this. All I know about, well, I mean, I know all the movies. I know he's a director. I know who he is. But the first thing I think of anytime I think of Rob Reiner or heard his name is Meathead. So shout out to Generation X back in the day. Shout out to Archie Bunker, George Jefferson, Wheezy, and all of them at the time. I'm gonna give them a few more minutes and I'm moving on.
The defense was heavily arguing that they should not show any of the shackles that he had on his hands or on his feet while in
We
court.
want to see it.
Plain clothes, as opposed to what Nick Reiner showed up in court today with. But do you think that that'll also be a strategy here for the defense in this case, arguing about the clothing that he's seen wearing in court and what he is seen on camera with, as they're still in some of those pre-trial motions, gearing up for what may or may not be, he hasn't entered a plea yet at this point, maybe a trial to come in the future?
Absolutely. Perception is very important. Seeing a defendant in shackles versus in a suit it is everything. It goes to what people will prejudge, what people will think, how the defendant is being perceived. It's extremely important. So the defense will not want their client to be showed in any way that's negative, that could create some type of a rush to judgment, make them look guilty. And so when someone is in shackles, when someone is in prison garb, defense attorneys don't like that to be seen. They like the defendants to be seen professional, in a suit, in a coat and tie.
So does anybody think it's going to make a difference if Nick shows up in a three-piece suit, given the details of what's going on? I mean, I guess lawyers got a lawyer. I could take a lesson so I can expand my scope. But I'm thinking that it's not really going to make much of a difference when you hear about all these daggone pieces of information from the past and what was currently going on. He clearly, listen, they just showed, Megyn Kelly just showed him walking down the street with a different backpack on. So he had time to go change. He had time to go switch backpacks, put all his ish, transfer from one backpack to the next, walking down the street like any other Joe. They don't change my mind about what the hell happened. Then he went to get a drink when he was done. Let me go get a Coke. I'm saying, like, the actions are more of an issue, in my opinion, than would he come into the court dressed like. We already know he's been arrested. He should be in garb, orange, blue, black, brown, tan, whatever the color is. Child, we do not care. Anyway, so this is from ABC News. Robin Michelle Reiner's children speak out after Nick Reiner's arrest on red rum. It says it's 4 hours ago. All right.
His right to a speedy arraignment, and now will be back in court January 7th. This was Reiner's first time in court since he's been charged with the murder of his parents, renowned director Rob Reiner, and his wife Michelle. The judge granted cameras in the courtroom, but not allowed.
Child, does this picture look great? Look at everybody else and look at him in the middle. Does this look like a great photo op?
Allowing images or video of.
Who is not smiling in this picture, Bueller? Who is not happy to be here, Bueller? Who look like they just came from the local Wawa trying to get a drink, Bueller? I mean, they can sit up here and try to talk about, oh, we don't want nobody to see. We see him right here. Everybody all beautiful and smiling. Here he is dressed in a baggie. Anyway.
Reiner to be shown. His lawyer, Alan Jackson, speaking with reporters right after exiting the courtroom.
This is a devastating tragedy that has befallen the Reiner family. We all recognize that. Our hearts go out to the entire Reiner family. There are very, very complex and serious issues that are associated with this case. These need to be thoroughly, but very carefully dealt with and examined.
For more, let's bring in KBC's Tim Caputo. He's just outside court there in LA, along with our legal analyst, Brian Buckmeyer. Tim, what more can you tell us about what happened in court?
Well, Kira, this was a very quick court appearance. It could have been an arraignment today where you may have heard a plea of guilty or not guilty in court, but his high-profile attorney, Alan Jackson, pushing that back till after the holidays. Nick Reiner was himself in court, kind of shielded from view. As you mentioned, the judge wouldn't allow cameras to physically show him, and even Alan Jackson kind of blocked the view from a lot of the gallery in the courtroom itself. And those who did get a glimpse of him, they described him as showing very little to no emotion, answering questions quietly when the judge asked.
Oh, so he was being himself? Okay.
Anything of him. He was wearing kind of a blue vest, often described as a suicide prevention smock, something with a kind of thicker material where you can't rip off pieces to potentially create some sort of rope or anything to harm yourself. As I mentioned, it was a fairly short court appearance itself. Wasn't much said there outside of Alan Jackson wanting to push back that arraignment, but it'll now happen on January 7th.
Got it. So, Brian, why waive the right to a speedy arraignment?
Mr. Kira, waiving the right to a speedy arraignment would have a number of implications. It could be one.
Oh, this is the lawyer. Come on, fellow black lawyer. You better go, Buckmeyer.
The defense is looking to investigate this case, believing that there are some facts they can bring to light to both prosecution and law enforcement to try to mitigate what might be the initial charge. The other aspect, and when I looked at that suicide prevention smock, could be to get a medical evaluation of Nick Reiner so he understands what's going on with the case and to see if there are any plausible defenses based on his mental health status. That could be another reason why one would waive the right to a speedy arraignment, kind of pumping the brakes, so to speak, to see what work can be done behind the scenes.
Got it. So, Tim, we just heard from Rob and Michelle Reiner's two other children. What are they saying?
Well, they were not here in court, but shortly after this court appearance, they released a joint statement kind of describing the heartbreak and horror that has happened to them over the last several days. This is the statement from Jake and Romy Reiner saying, quote, "Words cannot even begin to describe the unimaginable pain we are experiencing every moment of the day. The horrific and devastating loss of our parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner, is something that no one should ever experience. They weren't just our parents, they were our best friends. We are grateful for the outpouring of condolences, kindness, and support we have received, not only from family and friends, but people from all walks of life. We now ask for respect and privacy, for speculation to be tempered with compassion and humanity, and for our parents to be remembered for the incredible lives they lived and the love they gave."
Wow. And Brian, there is a lot of interest about Nick Reiner's lawyer, Alan Jackson, who also represented other high-profile clients like Karen Reed, Kevin Spacey. We covered those cases as well. What kind of impact do you think that could have?
Oh my God, I forgot about Kevin Spacey. Yo, you know that he was accused of low molesting kids, right? Now he is a little ABCD and weird, all right. But I think he got off, didn't he? But lost child, what was that show called on Netflix? That was such a good show. That show could still be, well, maybe not still be on, but it could have went on for at least a good 8 years. They shut that shit down quick and they said no, which I'm not saying that they shouldn't have. But he didn't even get convicted of anything. Wow. Oh, House of Cards. Yes, that show was amazing. Gone. That's a very suspense. And I don't even watch stuff like that, but that one was good. Just, oh, wow. Can't even bring it back. Nobody will touch him. Pause. But nobody will touch that man. He's such a good actor. What a waste. He got some issues, trust me. He definitely got some issues. That's probably why Frank Underwood was such a good character for him to play.
Have on Nick's trial, having this sort of celebrity lawyer?
While this court will be handled inside of a court, you cannot underscore the implications in the court of public opinion just based on who the victims are in this case. And I think as some attorneys are beginning to learn it over the last 3, 4, 5 years, the court of public opinion can have an effect on the court of law. And so I think having an Alan Jackson who would probably clearly have access and connections to some of the larger networks to be able to put out his client's story in a way that benefits him in court, I think is beneficial. Of course, we're here talking about it. All eyes are on this case. And so I think someone who is seasoned and great like Alan Jackson, both in court and outside of it, will be able to benefit from his access and his celebrity status, so to speak, to helping his client.
Brian, thank you. And Tim, let us know if you get any more details. Thank you both.
All right, well, there you go. Let me see what this dude, who is this dude? Oh, page 6, you know, the gossip child. Rob Reiner's son Nick sparked chaos at Conan's party with strange questions and a Bill Hader blow up. Bill Hader is from Saturday Night Live. At least he used to be. I mean, I don't know what he does now.
Emerging about Rob Reiner's son, Nick Reiner, and his behavior at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party, just hours before his parents were found dead. According to multiple reports, the 32-year-old screenwriter unsettled guests at the high-profile holiday gathering by repeatedly approaching attendees with a series of unusual questions. Witnesses told outlets including the Wall Street Journal and People that Nick Reiner asked several partygoers, "What's your name? What's your last name? Are you famous?" One of those exchanges
Yeah, he's probably HIGH, allegedly.
reportedly involved actor Bill Hader, whom Rob Reiner had introduced to his son earlier in the evening. Sources say Nick continued approaching guests in a similar manner and was eventually asked to leave the party. Another account cited by NBC News describes a tense interaction between Nick Reiner and Bill Hader. According to a source, Nick interrupted a private conversation, was told it was private, stood silently, then stormed off. Guests also reported a loud argument between Nick Reiner and his parents during the event. Family friends later said Rob Reiner had privately expressed concern that his son's mental state was deteriorating and that his family feared for his well-being. Several attendees described Nick as behaving erratically throughout the night.
Whoa. So if he's saying, if Rob is saying that his son's mental health is deteriorating, and then enough people come and say that he said that, then he could get off on allegedly mental, what is insanity or something like that? Mental health, whatever the real term, technical term is called. Wow. He over here at this party showing up. I was gonna say, what if he was planning it in advance to act like schizophrenic like, so that he could then turn around and do what he did and then get away with it? Child, I don't know. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy.
It was private, stood silently, then stormed off. Guests also reported a loud argument between Nick Reiner and his parents during the event. Family friends later said Rob Reiner had privately expressed concern that his son's mental state was deteriorating and that his family feared for his well-being. Several attendees described Nick as behaving erratically throughout the night, while others noted he appeared out of place at the formal gathering, wearing a hoodie. Nick reportedly was...
Of course. That's what you wear to formal gatherings, right? He never stands out, y'all. He looks like he blends in with every single picture that we, including right here. He blends right in.
Out of place at the formal gathering, wearing a hoodie. Nick reportedly wasn't invited to the party, but Rob and Michelle didn't want to leave their son alone. The Hollywood...
So he lived there with them. If they didn't want him to be alone, then that means that he lived there, just like Romy lives off the grounds somewhere.
Porter claimed that the couple asked the host whether Nick could tag along with them to the holiday bash. The outlet alleged that Nick's often extreme and stressful behavior had escalated and grown degrees even more concerning in recent weeks. The following day, Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, were found stabbed to death inside their Brentwood, California home. Authorities later confirmed that their daughter Romy discovered the bodies. Nick Reiner was arrested Sunday night and charged with murder. Police reportedly located him near a metro station close to the University of Southern California. He is currently being held at Los Angeles' Twin Towers Correctional Facility without bail and was reportedly placed on suicide watch. Investigators are also reviewing Nick Reiner's movements in the hours following the party, including a reported stay at a Santa Monica hotel, where blood was later found in the room, according to TMZ. Family, friends, and sources say Nick Reiner had long struggled with substance abuse and a history of violent behavior, issues that allegedly strained his relationship with his parents. The investigation remains ongoing, and authorities have not released further details at this time.
So he's been charged with first-degree red rum of his parents. Wow. Yeah, keep him in that straitjacket, y'all. Rob and Michelle Reiner's son is accused of deleting them in the master bedroom of their LA home and will be charged with 2 counts of first-degree red rum over their deaths. If it happened like, I don't even know if it makes sense now what time it had happened. I don't know if they gave us a time yet, because if Romy found them in the afternoon on Sunday, but this happened sometime in the night, but the mom was still alive to tell her that Nick did it. I don't know, because allegedly the throat was a part of it, if you know what I'm saying. Allegedly. Mm, mm, mm. She does. She absolutely does. I agree. It's like he had a type, right? LA County District Attorney Nathan Hodgman said the Red Rums demanded justice and said in a press release announcing the charges. Rob Reiner was one of the greatest filmmakers of his generation. His Red Rum, his wife of more than 35 years. Michelle Singer, why are they calling her that? Reiner, Red Rum are shocking and tragic. Oh, Lord, y'all. Hold on a second. Hey, girl. Hello? Hey, what's going on? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. Good for you. Okay. No problem. All right. Good, 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 good. So you get a job. Okay. Well, good, good. What else is going on? Okay. All right. Well, I'm proud of you. Congratulations. Mm-hmm. Keep me posted and don't work too hard tonight, but be safe. Okay. All right. Good, 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 good. Love you. All right. Bye-bye. Oh, Lord, help your people and help me. That's my kid. She got a. You know what? Y'all ain't shit. She she just got some license for something, child. She was a phlebotomist, child. The person that draws blood. That's the youngest. And I was at work yesterday. She was just like, can I take your blood? She just texted me out of the blue. Can I take your blood? I'm like, what the fuck? And all this stuff going on with the Reiners, and all of a sudden she's, can I take your blood? What the fuck? Stay away from me. Crazy biatch. It's like I'm just playing. So I had to, or I didn't have to, but I went and I allowed her to, pull, child, whatever, you pull blood, take blood or whatever. She's like, can I do it twice? No, I gotta go back to work. I ain't got time for this. So she had took her test, and so now she passed. So praise the Lord for small favors. All right. We need her to get a job, child. We need her to get a job. Anyway. Sorry, y'all. The kids call. I gotta answer the phone. Let's go over to the CNN and see what they got to say. Let's look at everybody. Then we done with this, and I'll move on to some foolishness, of course, because I always got foolishness. Nick Reiner makes first court appearance after being charged with red rumming his parents.
Constitutional and statutory right to a speedy arraignment. Your counsel is requesting that your arraignment be continued to January 7, 2026. Do you waive your right to a speedy arraignment so that your arraignment can be heard on January 7, 2026? And does counsel join in the waiver?
I join.
The court finds that the defendant has made a knowing and intelligent waiver of his right to a speedy arraignment, and that is counsel joins in that waiver. Letter said January 7, 2026 for arraignment. This department failed to stand at no bail. Anything further on the case?
Not by the defense, Your Honor.
Anything further?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Nick Reiner's attorney, Alan Jackson, was speaking to reporters just moments ago.
Just have a couple of quick words. First of all, and most importantly, this is a devastating tragedy that has befallen the Reiner family. We all recognize that. Our hearts go out to the entire Reiner family. There are very, very complex and serious issues that are associated with this case. These need to be thoroughly, but very carefully dealt with and examined and looked at and analyzed. We ask that during this process, you allow the system to move forward in the way that it was designed to move forward, not with a rush to judgment, not with jumping to conclusions, but with restraint and with dignity and with the respect that this system and this process deserves and that the family deserves. So with that, we are set for January 7th for an arraignment. That's the next court date. And that's all I have to say at this point. There may be more at some other point, but today we're going to rest on where we stand procedurally, which is this was a continuance of an arraignment. Nothing happened today substantively. We'll be back for an arraignment in the same department on the 7th of January. We'll see you then.
Ooh.
All right, I want to bring in John Miller, CNN's
Yeah,
chief law
answer no
enforcement and
questions.
intelligence analyst. John, there we heard from Alan Jackson, the defense attorney for Nick Reiner. This was the first court appearance for Nick. Obviously, we did not see him, though we did
Child, why does this look like Steve Martin? Is Steve Martin still alive? Is he okay? Anybody, Bueller?
see the judge and heard her address him, and we saw his attorney as well. Why didn't we see Nick Reiner?
Well, I think that was the issue yesterday, was he hadn't been medically cleared to go to court. So if he was in court today, why we didn't see him, I don't know, but it's entirely possible that he was there via video from the LA jail where he was being held. And that way he could participate in the proceedings without having to be medically cleared.
I want to also bring in Ariva Martin. Let's talk about the 2 counts of first-degree murder that he has been charged with for the fatal stabbing deaths of his father, Rob Reiner, his mother, Michelle Singer Reiner, and the special circumstances and weapons allegations in particular. The charges include the special circumstance such as multiple murders and a special allegation that a deadly weapon, a knife, was used. That can actually increase the potential penalties that he will be facing once he's arraigned January 7th. Just talk about that in particular, these charges.
Yeah, very serious felony charges, as you said, double murder charges with special circumstances because 2 individuals were actually killed and because a weapon, i.e. in this case, a knife, was used. We know in the state of California, these charges carry with them the potential for, if there is a conviction, of life in prison without the possibility of parole, and even gives the prosecutors an opportunity to pursue the death penalty. We heard from the prosecuting attorney yesterday saying that they had not made a decision about whether they will pursue the death penalty in this case. But again, that is a very...
You know what would be good? First of all, I don't think they're going to do it because, first of all, it's California. Second of all, it's the sun. And I feel like people would come through and say, oh no, Rob wouldn't have wanted it that way. Michelle wouldn't have wanted it that way. I think. And don't be surprised, y'all, okay? If some paperwork comes up somewhere where deliver upon my death comes through and it says if something should happen and it involves our son, please forgive him. I'm just saying, stranger things have happened, right? I could see Rob Reiner forgiving his son, y'all. Me personally, I could see it.
Serious and real possibility. We haven't heard a whole lot about the evidence that the police have been able to obtain to date. We've heard nothing about a potential motive other than the fact that there was some pretty violent, argument that took place the night before the stabbings occurred. But we are still waiting to hear what the evidence is that the police has amassed and a possible motive for this incredible tragedy.
And John, we did hear Alan Jackson, Nick Reiner's attorney, begin his statement before reporters, acknowledging just as much that this is a horrific tragedy. And he went on to say that we should not rush to judgment or jump to conclusions about the circumstances leading up to this tragedy. What does that tell you about the strategy the defense may be working on here?
Well, that tells us that Alan Jackson is slowing this down. The idea that his client did not enter a plea today, and I believe he was in court, the idea that he postpone the arraignment, which is a very simple procedure. They're continuing without bail. It's where you enter a plea, means that he is in major strategy mode here, which is he going to order up psychological examinations? Court ordered, defense ordered, prosecution ordered. We may see a lot of that as a pathway towards defense. But where we are now is he pushes the arraignment off to January 7th. So, that's going to be a week after, Christmas, New Year's, all that. And we still haven't seen, the charging document that would be presented at that case that outlines what the state has. After that, within 14 days of the arrest in the state of California, you go to a preliminary hearing, and Ariva can tell you a preliminary hearing is like a mini trial. You can end up not just learning facts, but you may present witnesses. You may have the opportunity to cross-examine them if you're the defense. That's where we would learn the most. But Alan Jackson, as the defense lawyer, has the right to waive the 14 days. We could see that pushed back as well, as what he's doing as a defense lawyer is trying to get his hands on as much discovery as possible, get his experts lined up, find a way towards his core defense strategy, and have the process move a little bit slower while he does that, since he knows his client isn't getting bail.
So allegedly she did say that, but I'm sure that would be considered hearsay because she's not here to confirm or deny. Allegedly. This is going to be taken on like OJ's, and it's in Brentwood too.
Isn't getting out. He can use that time to his advantage.
And how much time does he have, Ariva? At a certain point, does the judge step in here? And I'm asking this because he's saying don't jump to conclusions, don't rush to judgment. What he's facing is a very public and well-known family that has been very transparent and also very open about their son's struggle, as he has been as well,
exactly,
with mental health and addiction, homelessness. So how does that factor in?
Well, the reality is the public has a voracious appetite to get this information, to get information about the evidence that the police has, to see what that charging document looks like. But the court system.
Hey, don't blame us. Don't blame us because we want to know, because y'all feeding us bits and pieces, or whoever is feeding us bits and pieces like kibbles and bits. Don't blame us for it. Don't blame us.
Doesn't work on the same time frame as the court of public opinion. Cases like this often take months, if not years, before there's an actual hearing that takes place. So I would not expect to see something happen very quickly in this case, because this is a complex case that's going to involve so many emotional issues that you don't have when you have someone that's murdered, say by a stranger, or if this was a break-in, or if this was some kind of random crime. But this is the individuals who have been killed, the victims here. This is their son. So you have to think about the emotional issues that are going to be at play in this case. The fact that Alan Jackson, very well-known criminal defense attorney in California, is representing him already speaks volumes about the fact that he's going to have the best defense that money can buy in this case. So I wouldn't expect to see this case move very quickly. I think it's going to.
Where the money come from? Even though somebody did say that they think that Alan would do it pro bono and has done cases pro bono, which, hey, that makes him one of the top people from what I understand. That's what they say. That's what y'all saying. So it works out. You take one and let it go in order to get the rest. You take one big thing and have it for free to get all the rest. I'm not saying that right, but you know what I'm saying.
Going to be a very methodical process. Alan Jackson is not going to be in any rush to get this case before the court, particularly if the evidence is not favorable to his client. So it's to his advantage to take advantage of the time that normally it takes for cases like this to proceed through the criminal justice system.
All right, we've already heard a lot of detail and firsthand accounts of what many described as erratic behavior from him, and real tension that was displayed between him and his parents, and his father in particular, at a party the night before at Conan O'Brien's home. John and Ariva, thank you. Stand by. I do want to bring in Stephanie Elam, who was in the hearing and joins me from outside the court. So, Stephanie, Nick was in the courtroom, correct?
He was indeed inside the courtroom. That's correct. He was seated. He was inside of the pendant area where they keep the defendants during court hearings. And outside of that, standing in front of him, were his attorneys. But yes, he was there. He was seated. I also heard him speak. He said the issue here was whether or not they were going to continue this arraignment until January 7th. And his attorney, Alan Jackson, as we were just talking about him, he said it was just too soon to do this. And so they wanted to move it. The judge specifically asked Nick Reiner if he was okay with moving the arraignment because he has a right to a speedy arraignment until January 7th. And at that point, I heard Nick Reiner say, yes, Your Honor. It was very clear, very calm, very even-keeled voice. That's what he said. That is all he said. He seemed to have on a vest and not much else. I couldn't really see because he was seated behind the wall. I couldn't see what else he had. But it was a very, very quick sort of routine hearing inside there, and not a lot was discussed while he was up there.
Stephanie Elam reporting live for us from outside that courtroom in.
Well, shout out to everybody that has reported everything that they've reported thus far, child. This is going to be a lot and a long going case, and we're going to be here for it. So shout out to us. All right. But yeah, that's my Nick update for today. So tomorrow, I mean, I'm not done. I'm about to give y'all some foolishness, but so tomorrow I'm gonna do lunch. Tomorrow is Thursday, probably a lunch starting at like 2 or 3, and then a lunch on Friday, and then maybe I'll do something Friday night. We shall see. I don't think there's anything going on Friday night. And I'm going to keep up with this Reiner story. So Hopefully y'all will hang in there. Y'all hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. All right, y'all. Let's get to some foolishness now that we got. Well, this is not really foolishness. This is concerning stuff. This is important stuff. Okay. I was going to do a whole show on Caleb Hammer today, but I don't have time. If you didn't hear, I'm going to be on ARP tonight, A Righteous Perspective. But I am going to stream it here. So hopefully y'all can have some or come back. Let's take a look at this story. Let's start here, child. Shout out to Shaddam Cargo doing the damn thing, putting all their people in jeopardy, specifically the poors. Shout out to the poors. I be trying to tell y'all don't want to listen. You don't want to hear me. Do something about them fake poors. Now, we'll talk about them in a second. Okay. Shout out to the poors. Mom and children displaced after apartment fire. Suburban mother, 3 children displaced after furnace fire leaves apartment uninhabitable. No.
Kids, and it was freezing cold in the house. And once we called maintenance, he came out and did whatever he did in the thing, and he told us like it's fixed.
Child Starquita. Child Star. Are we adding Are we adding Starquita to the list? I'm adding Starquita, y'all. I don't care what y'all say. Hold on. Let me find the names. Hold on. Where the names at? Lord help your people. Starquita. Oh my God. I don't know why y'all. Does anybody think that I'm gonna be serious? I'm not. Okay. Let me see. Let's go over the list real quick. Unico, Cornisha, Diarrhea, Lakeisha, Taiaisha, Hyla, Olua, Sharika, Kanisha, Wanda, Onita, Keisha, Chandrika, Quinisha, Darnaka, Amora, Latisha, Leavanche, Korshandra, Lashandia, Colandria, Sharda, Quadasia, Makisha, and Starquita. What more do you want from me? Okay. If you ever need a name, we got names, child. We got names. Starquita White.
And like 2 minutes later, as soon as he walked out, the whole house was like on fire. I mean, like smoky, not on fire, but smoky. So we was like rushing out. I ran across to get him. He came back with a smoke detector, and as soon as he opened the furnace door, it was like flame, bloom.
Well, that was 19 days ago. Starquita White watched her home turn from smoke to flames inside her 2-bedroom apartment in the 3000 block of.
Woo, Quita! What is going on?
Like flame, bloom.
Well, that was 19 days ago. Starquita White watched her home turn from smoke to flames inside her 2-bedroom apartment in the 3000 block of South 147th Street. Her 3 children, ages 15, 11, and 10, escaped with nothing but the clothes that they had on their backs. Inside the apartment, the damage is overwhelming. Insulation is hanging from the ceiling. Heavy water damage and smoke throughout, leaving the unit uninhabitable. The Midlothian Fire Department says the cause of the fire right now is undetermined. The fire happened the day before Thanksgiving, and since then, Starquita, I should say, and our children have been moving between family.
Okay, we got the enunciation. Starquita. It sounds like it could be Hispanic. Starquita. Yeah, mommy. Allegedly. Y'all be serious.
Department says the cause of the fire right now is undetermined. The fire happened the day before Thanksgiving, and since then, Starquita, I should say, and our children have been moving between family homes and hotels when available. She says the Red Cross gave her over $800, but a text that she received from them says that they couldn't help with hotel accommodations. The apartment complex has offered little help, and she's been told they may not be able to return into their home until some.
Hold on a second, though. They showing this picture. Which one is Starquita? Is this Starquita? Don't they say she got 3 kids? Who are these kids? Is this Starquita? Got that hair plastered to your head, child. So I don't hear nobody talking about renters insurance. I mean, I know y'all talking about renters insurance, but any mention, I ain't hear nobody talking about renters insurance. Okay. I thought they said she had her and her 3 kids because they said 15, 11, and 10 or something like that. Maybe they just had an extra kid in this picture. All right. Anyway, focus.
Sometime in January. Tell me, what are some of the things you need?
Everything. Sheltering, first and foremost, a house. We need clothes, shoes, like the shoes I have on. I'm freezing right now. It's been so hard. I've been everywhere. I have not been asleep. I don't get no sleep. Finally, last night, I got some sleep because the hotel was real nice and comfy, but no sleep at all. I have not eaten really. They giving us pantry food, and I'm telling them, like, how can I cook it? Right. I can't even cook it.
And again, we did reach out to the Village Crossing Apartments in Midlothian. We haven't heard back. White says she has created a GoFundMe to help her family rebuild, hoping to provide clothing, shoes, and stability for her children as they face the Christmas season without a home. Of course, this is a story we will continue to follow. Terry.
Child, we know. Shout out to Tia Ewing. I think it's Tia Ewing. Tiffany baby daddy wife. Big Tiff down in Dalton, Thornton Township. No mention of renters insurance. I wonder why that is. Let me see what the comments say, just in case. I pray they got everything they need. What is our GoFundMe? Some of the landlord practices in Chicago are outrageous. I believe that. I went to school with her. Hope everything okay works out. Where's her kid's father? Oh, we didn't even say that today. He should be out trying to find him and his family food and shelter. Well, that's probably not his family. Wow, that stinks. Hope she had renter's insurance. The Black Boule and D9, please help. Oh, okay. Yeah. Your landlord, may God help you and your children. The blessing is you are still alive. That is true. That is true. Additional living expenses is the main reason why renter's insurance is so important. Your landlord's policy does not cover personal, property, or displacement expenses for tenants. I'm going to go out on a limb and say there is no renter's insurance. Let this be a lesson to those that are listening and hating. I've said it plenty of times before. I don't know. I guess each state is different. And they won't require it of you, but I'm pretty sure someone suggested that you have it. So if you can keep your hair plastered to your head, then you can afford some damn renter's insurance. But y'all, what the hell do I know? Moving on, child. Moving on. Let's go to another part of Chicago with regard to the property taxes. Pastors unite, praise the Lord, to demand property tax relief for South and West Side residents. Oh, well, why are the pastors coming now? Ain't it a little late? Pastors, where were you proactively? Now that everything's been handed out and y'all had a burn party, now the pastors want to come out. Child, bring some money with you when you come and pastor. How about that? Bring some money and pay half for everyone, and I'm sure they will appreciate you. But let's hear what they got to say, child.
Property taxes are due today, and a coalition of African-American pastors are demanding a rollback to the increases.
They say there is a property tax emergency that is destroying neighborhoods in the city's poorest communities. WGN's Patrick Elwood has more from them.
It makes no sense.
At the Cook County building, a coalition of African-American pastors are ringing the bell for
a coalition of black pastors. Come on, pastor.
County building, a coalition of African-American pastors are ringing the bell for what they say is an economic emergency. They say their church members from the west and south sides are being priced out of their homes because of skyrocketing property tax rates.
Oh, so if they're being priced out and they leave and these are their congregants, then that means they're not going to get any tithes and offerings because they got to go. Or they got to pay those daggone taxes so they can't give you no money. Allegedly.
Economic emergency. They say their church members from the west and south sides are being priced out of their homes because of skyrocketing property tax rates.
The disproportionate and unjust property tax burden here in Chicago, while west and south side residents are being crushed by astronomical property tax increases.
In Cook County, property tax rates are calculated by the Cook County Clerk's Office based on the amount of money requested, the levy, by hundreds of local taxing districts. No single government official, including the assessor or treasurer, sets the rates. Cook County Tax Assessor, this office determines the fair market value and the assessed value of more than 1.8 million parcels of property in the county. The assessor, again, does not set the tax rate or the final tax bill amount. The Cook County Board of Review, this quasi-judicial agency, finalizes the assessed values after hearing appeals from property owners. A WGN Investigates analysis of the situation found that because of the many still vacant downtown commercial spaces from the pandemic, the Cook County Board of Review shifted more of the tax burden to homes and other residential units after giving large tax breaks to downtown properties.
Well, why isn't the rest of the world all upset at all the breaks that they're giving in Chicago? But everybody know all the breaks that Donald Trump is getting. And this is not me defending him. But I'm just saying all this, well, Donald Trump and his billionaire buddies, and Donald Trump and his billionaire buddies. That's all these people be saying. Not these people, but you know, as a whole. But that's what they just said it happened in Chicago, being run by Bryn and JB, Fred Flintstone and Brandon Johnson. Nobody got nothing to say about that? Not y'all, you know what I'm saying. Ain't no outrage about that. And they where's the NAACP and the Urban League and them girls over there and all the rest of them going down here to help the people of Chicago? Because child, all these black people are getting priced out, or they're getting overpriced, and the taxes is too high. It don't make no sense. And why are the poors getting taxed the most? And the rich people ain't get where's the outrage? Hold on. Where is the outrage that the rich over here aren't getting as much as the poors over? Poors, shout out to the poors. Poors, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? They got everything to say about Donald Trump because he's racist, but ain't got shit to say about y'all over here, and they ain't coming out here to y'all's rescue. What y'all think about that? Do you see this, or is it just me? Maybe it's just me. Am I looking at this right, y'all? Or am I looking at this wrong? Because, child, all you got to do is recite the ABCs, and they're going to blame Trump for that. And it's his fault. But Brandon is doing it because this is the mayor's thing. I know it's the assessor, but it's the mayor's stuff here. Your black-ass mayor who said he wasn't going to raise taxes. And then did you hear them say that because of the pandemic? Now, I'm not saying that the pandemic didn't have a hand in some things. I'm not saying that at all. But y'all certainly did get the Democratic National Convention to come down to Chicago. Wasn't no problems with that. And they had a fence up. If y'all recall, they fenced y'all out. They fenced all them small businesses out so they didn't get no business. That's another thing that Brandon did to y'all. I'm going to go ahead and put it on his head, right? So if y'all don't remember, the Democratic National Convention went to damn Chicago, and they had, lots of people go to those events, and it was supposed to be great for businesses, great for small businesses, great for the communities, great for downtown, great for everybody. They put fencing up so they couldn't get to those small businesses and people. They stayed within the fence because wasn't nobody going to go outside of the fence, go around the fence to go out specifically to go see the small businesses. And them small businesses said that they didn't get any money. They didn't get any funds. They didn't get any business the way that they should have had those fences not been up. So you trying to tell me that Brandon could figure out a way to get them fences up, but he can't figure out a way to save on y'all's taxes? So he was over here spending money for the Democratic National Convention, because I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the city paid for it. The city paid for it. Maybe the state paid for it. I don't know. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. One of them paid for that. Maybe there's some Democratic money that comes in for it because it was their convention. Maybe they did the paying for it. I wonder who got all that money. That is a good question. If the Democratic National Convention was paying the money for the city in which they go into, who got that money? Bueller? I'm just asking questions. I could be wrong, but what I'm not wrong about is that your mayor is black, and I don't hear the outrage about him the way that anything happens and y'all blame Donald Trump. But all them people that be telling y'all to make sure that you vote Democrat, here's your Democratic mayor from one pain in the ass to the next. And previous to her, that pain in the ass to her, to him. And who y'all gonna elect this time, Bueller? I wonder who they're gonna elect this time. I'm so excited to find out what they're gonna do. So again, while some of this may be because of the pandemic, enough of it is also because of the crime. And just when people was talking about, oh, rich people aren't going to go nowhere, businesses ain't going to go nowhere, they're going to be leaving New York City too. They're going to be leaving New York City too. And then when they ain't got nobody to tax there, guess who gets it instead? Because where we live in is a growing place. I'll put it like that. And the taxes will finally go down once there's more businesses. There's businesses here, but once there's more, then they will go down because we all will share it. And I don't want anybody else to come here, honestly, because it's just good enough. Because as soon as you bring more businesses, that's more traffic, that's more people, that's more mess. It's actually fine the way that it is. We don't need no more fucking Chick-fil-fucking-Lays and Taco fucking Bells and shit like that, in my opinion. But that's just me. Bad enough we always gotta pay for the damn school taxes that get raised. That's a damn enough right there. And I ain't even got no kids in school. But I digress. Anyway, what else is burning, or what else is going on, child? Come on, pastors.
These pastors are lobbying Cook County and state legislative leaders to act fast, because otherwise,
I was just about to say the deadline, I think, is today. This is WGN, and this is from a day ago. Well, where in the hell have y'all?
otherwise, they say some homeowners will be forced out come 2026. They want rollbacks and, moving forward, property tax caps.
West Garfield Park.
I'm sorry to keep interrupting this, but where were these people prior to this actually happening? Where were y'all to go talk to Brandon at all them damn meetings where people be yelling at his ass, but at least he's standing there and look at you, unlike Big Tiff when people was talking to her? Where were y'all to make these suggestions before the actual process was done? That's not the right wording, but that's all I can think of right now. So this is more reaction instead of being proactive. And these daggone people don't give a damn, except for now they're like, oh my God. Oh my God. If they can't pay, they gotta go and we won't get no money, allegedly. But doesn't that make sense? Or if they got to pay their taxes, that means they may not have any more money in order to give to them. So now that's all that, in my opinion, that's where this is all coming from at the last damn hour. How long we've been talking about this, y'all? We've been talking about this for a while. Now they just come in here the day before. Child, please, do y'all not see this? Not y'all. You know what I'm saying. I don't understand why y'all don't see it. These MFers don't give a F. Where's RBN? Colors love to be scammed, child. Colors love to be scammed. Why are they not offering to help? Why aren't they setting up a thing where you can come and get some counsel from them? We find you some money. We'll help you pay something, because y'all have done all this tithing for us, at least for their members, at minimum. At least for their members, they could do something like that. Y'all think they're doing that? Because if they were, in my opinion, they would be out here talking about it, because that would get people to come over there. Allegedly, child.
We have a 133% increase in taxes in one of the poorest neighborhoods in the city. And so just
poors, did you hear that? Poors.
Taxes in one of the poorest neighborhoods in the city. In taxes in one of the poorest neighborhoods in the city. In taxes in one of the poorest neighborhoods in the city.
Now, I'm pretty sure that, there's several people there, right? But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that someone is disproportionately affected, allegedly, okay? Actual video title, Why Dems Don't Want Safe Cities. Oh, I know why they don't want safe cities. They're going to not get no money if the cities were safe. We explained this with Trayon. I explained this with regard to Trayon. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to listen, because then when I talk about the violence preventers, they want that stuff to keep coming in, but people aren't seemingly listening to see and hear and look and understand. They re-elected Trayon. Listen, sometimes you got to let people figure it out and see and suffer on their own, child. Because I don't know. This shit be right in front of their face and they don't want to hear it. They would rather listen to Rowley say that they got to worry about racism and then fall into that damn trap of just saying it's racist, it's racist, it's racist, when what you need to be concentrating on is what you need to do for you and see what's going on right in front of your face, and that the people that you are listening to and that are leading you are not here to help you. How come these pastors did not come out sooner than this? Why do y'all think, not y'all, I'm talking about any poors that are listening or fake poors that are listening. Why do you think they're coming out now at the last damn minute, moment, and hour? They should have been out here with y'all. When shit is going wrong, your freaking pastors, churches, all of them should be out here with y'all. Why are they never not? Until the last damn minute. Why is it that y'all continue to allow that shit to be that way? How come you can't see it? And this has nothing to do specifically even, I'm not even going at them with regard to the Lord God and, what you believe. I'm not even coming from that perspective. I am coming from the, how come they only show up at the last minute? And it's reactive. It's reactive. They weren't even there for the talks. They weren't even there for the when this stuff started becoming a thing. I ain't seen it, and we've been paying attention. I've been paying attention. BCP pays attention and talks about it, and so does Anton. And they ain't even say nothing about it because they weren't there. They only gonna come when it affects them. And that's how most people are, unfortunately. Like it, love it, leave it. And y'all need to be more like that, unfortunately, fortunately, however you want to look at it. Wow.
And so just on the face of it, the immorality of the people in the poorest neighborhood with the highest increase testifies that the whole tax system is a racket. And it needs
the whole tax system is a racket. Yeah, the tax system is a racket. Okay.
Needs to be shaken up from top to bottom.
Among other things, the pastors want the Cook County Treasurer, Maria Pappas, to roll back the property taxes or freeze them. WGN reached out to that office and a spokesman telling us they have no authority to do that. Only the state can cap property taxes. But Pappas was instrumental in getting the late payment interest reduced and now can be, if needed, spread out over 13 months, all designed to help homeowners avoid that foreclosure. For the full statement from Pappas's office, just check out this story at WGNTV.com.
Yeah, we watched her when she said y'all can get a loan for your taxes for, a year, 13 months at 9%. It used to be 18. So y'all getting a good deal now. And by the time you pay it, given that you pay every single month, you can use another loan or it might be a different interest rate to pay your next set. Because if you don't think that Brand will do it again when the city is in, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they're $1 billion in debt with a B. See, this is what I don't think people see, right? Americans have gotten used to getting shit from the government, okay? And they have been happily giving you shit, typically Democratic administrations and Democratic, political people, all right? Because that is like a mouse to cheese. I'll give you something for free and you're going to do what I need you to do. And it's worth it at the end of the day. So they'll promise you, we're going to waive your student loans. We're going to give you some food stamps. We're going to send some violence reductors into your neighborhoods to help with the violence. Y'all don't have to do anything. We got it all under control. It behooves them for the violence to continue because then they get more money. Over in Baltimore, they talking about the Monzi and they looking for lost money over there. They're looking for lost money everywhere, quote unquote, lost money. And y'all just be like, as long as you get your little bit of pittance, then you happy. You'll still live in horrible places, still live in squalor, not try to, move forward, move on. That's why y'all voted Ma'am Danby in there. And from what I understand, he keeps asking for money. I thought he was giving y'all money. Why? Let me rephrase. When did Americans become so freaking lazy? That's how I see it. When did y'all become so lazy that you just think listen, I'm tired of people blaming the pandemic too. I'm tired of people blaming the pandemic. I understand that it has had a bit of an effect, but y'all was a mess before that. So y'all telling me 2008 didn't happen? So y'all telling me the credit card debt wasn't out the wazoo prior to the pandemic? So y'all trying to tell me that people wasn't spending like crazy, spend. Y'all telling me that people wasn't out here faking the funk, as they call it, keeping up with the Joneses, buying spiders makeup and weave. So y'all telling me before the pandemic, none of that was being done, Bueller? I'm pretty sure all that was being done. Has it been exacerbated now? Absolutely, because everybody is used to now watching everybody on some sort of social media platform, Insta, YouTube, or TikTok. Then people figured out how to be monetized, but the problem is that they haven't figured out how to be unmonetized, because people thought that was going to last forever. But y'all, not y'all, ruined that shit anyway. Not that it was going to last forever. Y'all cut that shit. Y'all cut that shit short. Because you was bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. You wanted to rush out there to get to what? Work. Then y'all decided you didn't want to work. So y'all quit. Then they said, you know what? Get your ass back. Because if your ass can go out and drink, and your ass can go out and try to eat, and your ass can go out there and cause trouble and ruckus and chaos, then your ass can get back to work. Then they started dialing the shit down. Y'all act like you don't know what's up. And because people now had to go back to work, they couldn't sit around watching your OF all fucking day anymore. So that money dried up. So everything is always going to affect something more, but people don't seem to want to think about, like I always say, downstream impacts of the decisions that you make. Oh, y'all was bored? You ain't bored now, are you? You ain't bored now, are you? And then everyone always says everything affects the poor's first, right? So if I be like, child, poors, you don't want to sit up here depending on the government, you don't know. All right, I don't know. Poors, you might want to go ahead and try to get something, especially Black people really need to get some financial literacy, because most of us don't have it, unfortunately. And until you do, things probably not going to work out well. You don't know. All right, cool. I don't know. He's racist. All right, cool. Y'all keep with that. Everybody is racist. And I always say, child, just assume all the white people are racist. Now what you going to do? As you maneuver in the world now, what you going to do? Just try to pick and choose. Just try to pick and choose which one is racist and which one isn't. Because everything that's out there that's available to them is available to us. But I guess that's racist too. Yeah, I'm telling you, a lot of Black people just looking for something that says Black on it. And they was like, oh, yeah, that's for us. Yeah, it's probably some cheese and it's probably some lore in order to bring you into something. I bet the pastors was getting paid well during pandemic, y'all. I'm telling you. People probably, allegedly, I'm not really sure, got closer to the Lord. Praise the Lord. Probably got closer to God because they didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't know if they was going to die. Rough times like that tend to push people to church. There's probably online, since they was online doing everything else, going to church. Our church turned to online only. They still have it. Praise the Lord. And then everything started to change because y'all didn't want to stay in the house no more. Y'all was tired of Amazon. Amazon probably had their best years. Now y'all talking about boycotting Amazon. Child, y'all don't know how to not consumerize. Because if you didn't see that video about the consumerism for those for them Jordans, I said, now I thought y'all didn't have any money. I thought y'all was broke as a joke. I thought y'all ain't had nothing. Remember 40 days and 40 nights? I thought y'all ain't had shit. Y'all couldn't send your kids back to school. I know, what is it? Adopt a Family. They was in there doing the presidents this week. Salute. They was in there giving away the presents to everybody or taking them to them and everything. Well, good for y'all. That's good. That's nice. So every single year you need help from an outside entity to get some free stuff to take care of your children's Christmas. You do know Christmas comes same time every year. Thanksgiving comes same time every year. Everything basically, your birthday everything comes the same time every year. In case y'all didn't know. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I ain't got no sense. I got no good information. Everything is just make fun of everybody, which is not even what it technically is. I mean, we definitely judging because y'all keep doing the same shit, just like going on TV to whine in front of the same white people that y'all are saying are racist. So y'all think them white people that be taking your business love you, that let you tell your sad ass stories on the TV, you think they give a damn about you, but you be the first one talking about the place where you work and you earn money. You talking about they don't care about you. No, they don't. They don't. You're right, they don't. How many ways, how many languages do we have to say that in? You go to work. You don't go there to develop a relationship and fall in love with your job. Like, I can't even understand that concept. Even when I enjoyed going to work, like I don't hate it, but I can find better things to do, except I need to get paid, right? So I got to do what I got to do, play the game, right? Could there be something else that I would like to do? Absolutely. But I also like to have a roof over the head. So it is what it is. But I don't go in there thinking, oh, they love me. Every time they have one of them meetings where it's like, what would you call it? Town halls. Do y'all have town halls? If you work in corporate America, do you have town halls? Oh, you guys are doing great, y'all. I'll be sitting there like, where the food at? You guys are so awesome. Oh my God, we had a banner year. We had a banner quarter. And it's all because of you. What y'all gonna give us since you care so much? Oh yeah, nothing. They're gonna sit here and say, you guys did great. We had a great quarter. Guess who getting paid off for that? Child, you think those people really care about you at the meetings? You guys are great. You guys are wonderful. You know what? We're going to give you a sugar cookie. Just wait. It comes out on Thursday. We're going to have the carts come around and give you a sugar cookie. Seriously. So y'all don't even know how work works? Y'all don't know nothing? Well, cool. I appreciate you, Boo. Member for 20 months. He said, give them bread and circuses and they will never revolt. Juvenile ancient Rome. Tale old as time already. Child, I don't get it. There's no change of thought whatsoever. I don't understand. If I was always told, and I've said it plenty of times, if you're the smartest one in the group, then you need a new group. You got to make a plan, A, B, and C. If you don't try, how will you know what you can do if you don't at least try? Do something different. Do something differently. If you want a different result, you got to try something different. Do it differently. Child, sound like y'all need to blame your moms. I'm just saying. Hey. Cher said, our senator told me the liquor stores have to stay open because alcoholism is a disease. You could die detoxing. I was like, really? Y'all remember during the pandemic? They certainly did keep the damn liquor stores open. You couldn't go in a grocery store, child, but you go in that liquor store. Ain't that interesting how that worked? I mean, I'm sure this is one of the reasons that they gave, but it was a lot of questions. People should have been looking side-eye at that point. Anybody seen any liquor store owner people complaining? Unless somebody was breaking in and stealing the top shelf liquor. But other than that, y'all seen has anybody seen any of the liquor store owners complaining about anything? They seem to be doing good. They seem to be doing fine. I ain't heard them complain about shit. Maybe I missed it. If y'all see it, send it to me. We'll talk about it. But let's see. Another story about this damn tax thing for Shadam Cargo. Homeowner scrambles to pay property tax bills that's more than doubled. Whew, Lord help your people.
People we caught up with are stressed, frustrated, and trying to figure out where this extra money is going to come from. You can see this bill more than doubled from $1,600 to more than $3,500. An Army veteran from a family of veterans. Khalif Chilimbwe has always dreamed of buying a home. So buying this home 8 years ago, that dream come true.
Mine. I've got all my investment in it. When we got here, it was empty. Now it's full.
But it's turned into a nightmare, opening this bill.
What are you gonna do next? Take my veteran home? No, I don't think so.
His property taxes going up 118%.
Pretty much living check to check. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Last week, we told you the average homeowner is paying about.
I don't even understand how anyone can even see this number and continue to breathe. That's crazy. How? Lord help your people.
$700 more this year because of millions of dollars cut in adjustments for commercial property tax bills, big buildings and hotels downtown. A burden the assessor says was shifted to homeowners.
For many other neighborhoods, the burden shift accounts for the majority of the tax bill increase.
This is going to continue to happen unless we change some rules.
Enter Professor Chris Berry from the University of Chicago, who has studied property taxes and tells me to prevent this from happening again, it's going to take a change in law here.
You'd have to change the Constitution, but an example of a kind of bill would be of a kind of provision like this, which exists in many states, would just be to say a tax bill cannot increase by more than, let's say, 3% per year.
Gotta make some chicken wings for my queen wife.
This proud homeowner says they'll dip into their savings in order to pay this and avoid accumulated interest, but they're not going down without.
Well, shout out to the veterans for having a savings. Shout out to them. See how that works.
How to fight.
But there have to be a better way.
While today was the deadline for an adjusted bill, you can still file for an exemption through a certificate of error. We put more information on how to do that in the story you'll find on our website right now. Reporting in the Grand Crossing neighborhood, I'm Tara Molina.
All right, Tara Molina, I appreciate you, child. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on what's going on there, y'all. 12,000 is a lot too, child. That sounds like Jersey prices. Jersey is a mess too. But I didn't realize what time it is, y'all. I gotta get my life together in order to be on ARP. Latanya said, tip, if you're on Social Security, take your proof to the tax office and you'll be exempt. Shout out for that little tidbit there, which could make a big difference. Appreciate you, hun. Shout out to all of y'all. I see you. I appreciate you. Come back. We'll be back at 9 o'clock. All right. Hopefully y'all will be back. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Sorry to rush off, but I got to get my life together and get dressed. Shout out to Cases and Cams, member for 15 months. Liquor will always sell in the Black community. I'm just saying. Oh, no. Stop this, sir. Stop this. Shout out to Brown Liquor. That's how people say it too. Liquor. All right, y'all. I'm done. I appreciate y'all. I see you in about an hour.